Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? Apparently, Alfa Romeo made the Giulietta Sprint here. Giulietta is Italian for Juliet, so that's William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, apparently. Anyways, what we got here in the box here is the mini car collection number 2, and if you want to pause, here's the let me focus. There are the other colorways and models in this particular series here, and if you look at the bottom here, it says 2008, so it's a pretty old model we're looking at today. It came in your typical Kyosho blister pack, which I already went and removed, and these were the color choices. And this card, it has a 1.3 liter engine up front, rear wheel drive, and double overhead camshafts. That's taken for granted by all modern cars today. But I remember when I was a kid, like in the if you think about like early Hondas and stuff, Honda CRX and stuff like that, or they would say DOHC, it'd literally be printed on the car as if it was like a special feature. But those cars were from the 1980s. This car by Alfa Romeo was sold between 1954 and 1965, so we're talking like 3 decades ahead of like what was considered a selling feature at least when I was a kid. So Alfa's a pretty old car brand, and their technology is up there. And maybe not as cutting edge as Ferrari, but they have a pretty strong history. Okay, so anyways, this Giulietta Sprint, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm obviously not Italian. There were 2 types, Type 750, Tipo 750, and Tipo 101, and I guess they were just engine output differences. The 750 was like a 65 horsepower, and the 101 was putting out around 79 horsepower. But I couldn't tell in photographs which one this is. The 101 came later. And there are photos of this that look like this, so maybe this is a 101, but I don't really know for sure. But anyways, this family of Alphas, it wasn't just a 2+2 coupe like this model here, but there are also 4-door saloons, estate wagons, Sprint and Sprint Speciales, and Spider. So there are many different Alphas based on this platform, I guess. It was their first successful foray into the 1.3 liter class of vehicles, and over 170,000 of them were made, so pretty popular. Its styling, as you can see, it's pretty interesting. It's nice, I think. It was by Franco Scaglione when he was at Bertone, Styling House Bertone. Okay, so it has a unibody construction, and then it has 15-inch wheels and drum brakes all around, so pretty dangerous, I think, by today's standards. But that's what I learned about the car. Oops, sorry. Alright, so let's take a look here. We got the typically nice wheels here by Kyosho. In this case, though, these little holes do seem to be blocked off. I've seen some where they actually have air passing through them. Okay, anyways, it's got this interesting little chrome / reflector thing here. And then I think that, well, does that say Sprint or Giulietta? Or Giulietta Sprint? That says, I think, well, I can't tell because it's silver on silver. So sorry, can't help there. The door handle, as you can see, it's sticking out, so that's nice. There's a little chrome trim. On a real car, this is chrome trim, but it seems to just be the same silver. And then the windows here, you got a little silver window trim. It's really thin, just like on the real car, so that's good. And then, yeah, the grills here, and the little white indicators, so that's accurate. The headlights look fantastic, although this one's misaligned. You can actually see the vertical strakes in the plastic molding, just like the vertical strakes you'd see on a glass housing, right? But on this one, they're at an angle. So I don't know if I can twist that or what, but so that's a really nice headlight. A lot of these inserted lights are just smooth plastic, but this one literally has little ridges on it to mimic that on the real headlight, so pretty impressive. And then they're instead in these chrome plastic rings, just like the real headlight as well, so that's pretty nice. That Alpha badge, I think it is colorful. Let's see if I can get in on there. It's not the best badge though. Yeah, so Well, actually it is. It's just so reflective. I can kind of see like a red cross there. It's hard to tell. I think, well, there's definitely a lot of colors going on there. In fact, that, I don't know, maybe the badge looked different back then. Well, sorry, I can't even focus on it, so we don't want to dwell too much on that. Okay, so look at the panel gaps here. Pretty nice, pretty tight. And then you got this little chrome strip here on the hood. Although I don't think it's painted any additional color. It's just the same body silver. This silver's alright. I mean, it's not super splotchy. Pretty good. Plastic taillights, and you got the breakup of white, red, orange. Not bad. A little black license plate recess. I'm not sure what these two are. I don't see them on the real car, but maybe a certain year they had these bumps. Okay, we got some, I would guess maybe these red dots might be reflectors, if this is the light, but I might be mistaken. Okay, and then back here we got a badge as well, although it's silver on silver again. I'm not sure how good we're going to see it. Okay, that looks like an Alpha badge, a cross and a snake. I can't make out what that text says. Is it Giulietta or Alfa Romeo? I don't know. But now I'm noticing there is silver paint here on this surrounding this black box here. Okay, you'll notice there's separate bumpers on this model, separate chromed plastic. It's not part of the casting. And there's just a blanked off silver painted exhaust tip sticking out. The wheels look pretty period correct, pretty thin. They got some treads. Decent detail here, but it's rivet press fit together, so it'd be a little harder to modify the interior, which I can already tell you is just going to be black plastic with deep molded details, but you can't see much because it's all dark in there. Okay, so then we got the silver wiper blades. They are molded in and they're painted silver, so that's pretty good. And after looking over the whole thing, I don't see any paint defects. Let me look at it with my own eyes instead of the camera screen. So well, yeah, for a model from 2008, this thing is flawless. I don't see any scratches or gouges in the casting before it was painted. And the clear coat doesn't have any, roughness. Look at the reflection. Alright, look at my toothpick reflection here. Pretty good. So yeah, I'm very happy on this one. Now let's compare it to some photos. This is where I'm a little skeptical. Let's see, the front end. Yeah, I think that matches. Looking at there we go. The wheels are pretty close. That reflector on the side looks good. So it looks nice. Let's go to the back end. Now, this is where it throws me off a little bit. It looks like the model is a little longer than it should be. Something about its proportions make it look like a longer car compared to this photograph. And I looked at a few other photographs of the real car online, and it just doesn't look this low and long to me. So, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if the measurements are off the bumpers, and it's really hard to measure the axle. So anyways, the wheelbase, I mean, measuring that accurately. Okay, well anyways, let's put up on the Spin Master here. And compared to a few other 2+2s or cars it might have been competing with in the day, so in the same time frame between, in the 50s, mid-50s, up to the mid-60s, you would have had a Porsche 356, right? So this is by Kyosho also, but this silver paint is a lot more splotchy. Look at that. It looks really wavy, and I don't know what happened here. This is not the greatest, unfortunately. Physically, the casting seems nice. It's just this paint job is one of the worst I've seen from Kyosho. In fact, let's, there you can kind of compare the paint jobs, right? So that's a shame about that Kyosho 356. Okay. So So another silver car would be the Mercedes 300 SL, you know, the gullwing. So this one is done by Shuko. Shuko has done this model, and the silver is much nicer on this one. Hopefully you can see. And it's nice that it has a red interior. You can actually see some more details better with a different color. The only major gripe I have with this is the stance on this is just way off. The tires here are completely showing, but if you look at photos of the real car, the tire is sunk underneath these fender eyebrows. So Shuko, unfortunately, their design choice on this model wasn't so great. Okay. So the Benz is a much bigger vehicle, right? And then I guess the very last car we can, well, no, I have two more. The British competition, 007's DB5. This is also by Kyosho. So that as well is a much bigger 2+2. Right, this Alfa is small. Look at that. It's just kind of dwarfed. It's like a miniature car. Okay. And on the tailing end would be this Ferrari 275 GTB. And again, that's a bigger vehicle. But this is a 1.3 liter 4-cylinder. I think this is a V12, you know. And the Benz is rolling in an inline 6. So same with, I think with the Aston might have been inline 6. So I guess it's understandable. But yeah, I imagine not too many of these Sprints were sold when you have those other cars that were bigger and most likely faster, although I'm not really sure. Okay, well anyways, it's still a great model if you like Alfa Romeo. I like them as a car brand because more of their history, you know, they did have a lot of cool technologies for their time. Alright guys, well another phrase from Romeo and Juliet, parting is such sweet sorrow.